Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 11, text number 7. Manur Uvacha Alam Vatsa Atiroshena Tamodvarena Papmana Ena Punya Jananetan Avadhistvam Anagasaha. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Manu said, "My dear son, please stop. It is not good to become unnecessarily angry. It is a path to hellish life. Now you are going beyond the limit by killing yakshas who are actually not offenders." Purport. In this verse, the word Atiroshena means with unnecessary anger. When Dhruva Mahārāja went beyond the limits of necessary anger, his grandfather Swayambhuva Manu immediately came to protect him from further sinful action. From this we can understand the killing is not bad, but when killing is done unnecessarily or when an offenseless person is killed, such killing opens a path to hell. Dhruva Mahārāja was saved from such sinful action, but he was a great devotee. A Kshatriya is allowed to kill only for maintenance of law and order of the state. He is not allowed to kill or commit violence without reason. Violence is certainly a path leading to a hellish condition of life, but it is also required for maintenance of law and order of the state. Here Lord Manu prohibited Dhruva Mahārāja from killing the yakshas because only one of them was punishable for killing his brother Uttama. Not all of the yaksha citizens were punishable. We find in modern warfare, however, that attacks are made upon innocent citizens who are without fault. According to the law of Manu, such warfare is a most sinful activity. Furthermore, at the present moment, civilized nations are unnecessarily maintaining many slaughterhouses for killing innocent animals. When a nation is attacked by its enemies, the wholesome slaughter of citizens should be taken as a reaction to its own sinful activities. That is nature's law. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So as we discussed in yesterday's verse, Swayambhuva Manu, out of concern that his grandson Dhruva Mahārāja is going to accumulate so many sinful reactions, that is always the compassion of the elders. They advise based on their feeling of their understanding that if my ward continues in this manner, he will accumulate sinful reactions. He is on the wrong path, wrong attitude, wrong feeling, etc., which will lead to disaster. Every father, grandfather, elders, authority should mean well for the welfare of those who are under them, those who are younger to them. So, in that same spirit, Swayambhuva Manu appeared there and told him that you are killing those who are not offenders. And this is due to your excessive anger. Every situation, many situations in life warrants anger. It is a reality of life. But how much one should be angry and how long one should be angry, these two things have to be considered. And accordingly, one can keep one's consciousness free from this anger. In the course of social interactions, one is bound to encounter various situations. In our case, various situations between the Vaishnavas, where naturally, even in the service of the Lord, when there is frustration of expectations, then anger comes. Even in service matter, anger comes. So anger is generated by the mind because of frustration of what you desired for Krishna. But this episode of Dhruva Mahārāja is a very great instructive episode with respect to practical matter of right kind of anger, right amount of anger, right duration of anger. One cannot allow any anger to continue in his mind continuously because it will poison one's mind. Just like lust, even anger is a negative energy. Only if it is rightly applied, to right extent, for the right time, for the right cause, it will not give its poisonous effects. Because ultimately, anger is when there is frustration, things are not going my way. Or things are not going my way for Krishna. Let us go into even finer things. My way for Krishna. It may be factual, it may not be factual, doesn't matter. Not going according to my way for Krishna. This kind of a situation we often encounter in our day-to-day devotion service while we are working with devotees. This kind of situations always arise. But we should know how to deal. And also situation, anger cannot be avoided. So how to manage anger? Anything when we know that something is poisonous beyond a certain limit, then we have to manage them properly. Just like we cannot let go lust freely, we cannot let go our mind to go on being angry forever. In fact, those who are always angry forever on various matters, always frustrated, sometimes even angry with themselves, they end up with so many gross bodily diseases. So our mind, our chittam has to be kept free from anger. How is it possible? Yes, there is one technique. It's a fact that when there is a frustration, there is anger. It's a reality. That anger is not a problem. The problem that continues is a problem. In other words, you should have a policy that if I am angry, it will be for 2 minutes. That's all. You cannot avoid anger. Because as you are interacting, some anger will come. So Vaishnava should make a rule that that initial anger is a conditional reaction. And one should immediately say that I will be angry only for 2 minutes. After that, no anger. This is the same formula with everything else. Envy. As a natural thing it comes because of the past conditioning. By comparison, some envy will come. But you should tell yourself, it cannot be more than 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, you will bring Krishna conscious philosophy and finish it. There are so many antidotes to anger. The biggest antidote to anger is just surrender to Krishna. Your frustration is due to a certain situation. Surrender the situation to Krishna. Let him take care. I am not the controller. So, Krishna conscious response to frustrating situations within the community of Vaishnavas is extremely important. Otherwise, like Dhruva Mahārāja, some Vaishnava does some mistake, some wrong which caused you frustration. Maybe that is that person's wrong. Or that person's negligence. That person's lack of respect for every other living entity. It would have caused that. But then, the person who is a victim, the devotee who is a victim, should not overreact in Vaishnava dealings. If you are angry with some devotee continuously, then invariably you will make offenses to that devotee. Though you think that he offended you and you become angry, and you continuously, if you maintain that anger, you are actually offending that devotee because nobody deserves continuous anger. Everybody has got, in our interaction with devotees, we have received so many benefits from each other by association. We learn so many things. We benefit so many things working in association with devotees. If all that is forgotten and only anger persists, then the person makes an offense. Now Dhruva Mahārāja, he reacted to an offense. Now he is overstepping due to his uncontrolled anger to kill all the yakshas instead of only killing that yaksha who killed Uttama. Similarly, in the same manner, we should not maintain generalized anger towards a devotee. Very carefully, if you can manage, be only anger against that one yaksha slice of mind of that person. Knowing very well he is a Vaishnava and he's got so many good slices of mind which is serving my Guru and Krishna. Otherwise, it becomes self-centered anger and not Krishna-conscious anger. Because we are human beings, we are people, we are persons. Historically, we know that all these qualities, even Lord gets angry. So therefore we also get angry. But we should learn how to manage anger. 2 minutes. Don't carry anger in the head. You carry anger or carry frustration in the head. Just frustration, just surrender the situation to Krishna. Why frustrate? Krishna will respond. You frustrate and you become angry so to set right the situation. Correct? But who can set right the situation best? Krishna himself. So surrender to him. When you surrender to him, you surrender the situation to him, we become cool-minded to receive direction from the Lord to deal with the situation instead of a reactive response to the situation. So, as I explained, we cannot not deal with anger. We cannot not deal with lust because the past conditioning is there. But it will not stay more than 1 minute. That's all. It comes and you shoot it down with the power of transcendental knowledge. You shoot it down by obedience to spiritual master. By shoot it down by hearing the Lord in the heart. Lust, anger, greed, they're all coming from our subconscious mind. Because they are all anarthas. So when you chant Hare Krishna, all these anarthas, they come out. Anartha nivritti. And it goes through the conscious mind. I always give this example. If you're staying in a house, there are so many rooms. And in each room, one fellow is staying, Kama, another fellow, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All these 7 rooms are there in the house. There is a veranda also. So you sit in the veranda and you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They have entered the house through the veranda. Veranda is your conscious mind. And when they exit, you will see all of them going also, one by one. When they are going, you should not say, oh, my dear friend, please stay back. That is why we don't get purified. Net, we don't get purified. Why? Not because the holy name is not powerful. Holy name is powerful, it drives away. Sometimes devotees say, before joining I was not so lusty, now I am so much lusty. Yeah, it is, Hare Nama is working. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is working. Where are those lusts coming from? From the subconscious mind where you are planted. As anartha, so many lives you have planted that. And now holy name is so powerful that they are escaping, they are running out. So don't get disturbed by 1 minute lust, 1 minute anger, 1 minute jealousy. Don't get disturbed. This is part of the process, but it will stay only 1 minute. Why? He's just crossing by. Unless you catch him back and contemplate and carry that anger for years together. And then you become psychological, imbalanced, unhappy person, affecting your gross health. Keep your mind free from frustration. Secret of excellent physical health. So as spiritualists, as Vaishnavas, at least we should not, our mind, we should be able to handle our mind of all these negative things, which is inevitable. It will come. No life in this world in this material body, be free from all these things. So the entire episode of Dhruva Mahārāja is very instructive. The key thing that is coming here is a lesson that you cannot punish somebody, even if he is an offender, beyond a certain level. Punish the whole personality. No. See, especially if they are devotees, see what part of it is causing his offense, what part of his mind slice is causing this offense. And as an elder, we should try to rectify that, preach to that person. This is the cause of it. So management of anger, all this we should not generalize it. We always make mistake in generalizing it and labeling the whole person as he is lusty, and one small slice is lusty. If that is true, it is possible that deceased person, all his slices are lusty. A deceased person is a total angry person. Anybody goes and touch, it will spark. That's also a reality. These happen because they carry it in their mind. Be free in your mind. What is the use of carrying it? It is a poison that eats into your prana. That eats into your prana. Anger, lust, everything consumes prana. It will kill your enthusiasm for devotional service. So the duration in which you handle this, you maintain this anger, lust, all these things that comes by in the natural course of interaction in this world. Like Prabhupada says, the best way to handle Maya is what? Neglect Maya. Because Maya is coming from inside due to the past. You neglect it. You should only think it is passing by. Very good, go away, don't come again. You have a connection with lust. So either you talk this way or that way. You change your narrative. Lust comes, oh, it's a big disturbance. No, be happy. Go. Goodbye. If we disturb ourselves more, the initial anger, initial lust that comes into our mind, into our conscious mind, we get disturbed. We will never be able to handle lust or we will never be able to handle. We have to have faith in the Lord in the heart, in the spiritual master's instructions, and understand that anartha nivritti is a process that is happening due to my chanting. After some time, there are so many rogues in your house. There cannot be unlimited, no? You go on chanting, they will all go away. Afterwards, you don't see anybody crossing the veranda. That's the power of the holy name. These enemies, they hang around in the veranda only because of our holding it. Our holding it. By giving importance to it and not neglecting it. You have to neglect. So, that is one very important message. Repeatedly, previous verse, this verse, in purport also. Prabhupada says, Kshatriya is allowed to kill only for maintenance of law and order of the state. He is not allowed to kill or commit violence without reason. Violence is certainly a path leading to hellish condition of life. Then Prabhupada says, if you overreact, then you start making offenses. Everything started with somebody making offense. And then you start making 10 times that offense. And then where does it lead? Hellish condition of life. Here Lord Manu prohibited Dhruva Mahārāja from killing the Yakshas because only one of them was punishable for killing his brother, Uttama. Not all the Yaksha citizens were punishable. We find in modern warfare, however, the attacks are made upon innocent citizens who are without fault. Due to our lust, we create slaughterhouses, violence on innocent animals. According to law of karma, such warfare, not only innocent citizens in the case of war, according to law of karma, such warfare is most sinful activity. It's considered sinful activity. Any self-centered activity is sinful activity. It will have a reaction. Furthermore, at the present moment, civilized nations are unnecessarily maintaining many slaughterhouses for killing innocent animals. It's very important. We think, okay, world is great, going on well, what's wrong? Nothing is happening. Technology, science is progressing. We have got so many, medical science has advanced so much, nothing was there 200 years back. See the kind of technology, that means good things have happened. You can treat this disease, that disease, all those diseases you can treat. How do you say we are not progressing? Increasing diseases and increasing technology, which was not there. Is it progress? The number of diseases that you see in the modern world, not even 2% of those diseases were there. Even 50 years back. We create diseases by our lifestyle, which has changed now. We create diseases due to new habits, and then we say we are advancing by finding out medical solutions to those. And that also is not true. Today allopathy treats you for one disease. It will trigger another disease in your body. Another imbalance in your body. Because man is short-sighted. Body is the best healer. Nature is the best healer. That is why Ayurvedic science, all these things, they are provided by God. Human body means some disease will always come. But now we have accelerated so many diseases and we say we are progressing. We are prospering. No. We are regressing day by day. From the perspective of law of karma, the entire society is regressing towards a huge disaster, which Prabhupada predicted. Huge disaster. World will not stay stable like this. it will not stay stable like this. If we have faith in the laws of karma, it will not have. As we discussed, as Prabhupada is saying here, maintaining many slaughterhouses for killing innocent animals. At least in India, normal people who rear animals, they don't rear it thinking that, I will kill it. Of course, some religion, they rear goat, knowing very well that in the end they will kill it and eat it. Different levels of fineness of religions are existing for humanity. So the highest religion of Vaishnavism cares for all citizens, not only human citizens, animal citizens also have a right to live in their one of the 84 lakh species of life as per the supreme plan of the Lord. They are undergoing life to fulfill karma, and we cannot go and interfere with that. We interfere there, then we get reaction. Socially we get a reaction. Prabhupada once said about Varnashrama community and all, and somebody asked a question, can Kshatriyas eat meat? He says very rarely they can eat, or even Shudras. But not by mechanized slaughterhouse. In society, yes, human beings, it is known that always they ate meat also. Brahmanical people did not eat, but otherwise meat eating was always there. In the scheme of the Lord, meat eating is there. They had to do proper sacrifice, kill the animal, liberate the animal, all those things. Because so many procedures are there, it will not be possible to scale it up. You cut down the procedure, you can scale it up. Imagine 1 million cows are slaughtered in a day in US. Not 1 million, it's a bigger number. They're slaughtered. You have to do 1 million pujas. That industry has to set up. Get pandits from India. And see that killed cow gets a human life. So you want to follow as per dharma. Yes, dharma, it allows killing of animals. Okay. You follow that, no problem. You cut short all that, then only you can scale. So the Vedic way of life never conceived in the society massive slaughterhouse killing of animals. So it's a huge reaction that is accumulating on the earth and awaiting great disaster. The world is never stable. It may be an economic collapse. It can be a war. It can be a pandemic. Economic war, pandemic war, normal war can kill huge population. Any questions? And why should we follow the dharmic laws? Because these are the laws of harmony. Dharmastu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The laws of religion are the laws of God. Different religions may have laws for the respective devotees of that religion to lift them up from where they are, So there are tamasic religions, there are sattvic religions, there are rajasic religions. So different mix is there. But a tamasic person, if he follows his tamasic religion, he can come up to next level of little better consciousness, can rise up out of 84 lakh species. 4 lakh species are human beings. So not all are same. The 4 lakh top part is demigods and all. And those who are sattvic, they come up the top level. So there is a rising of, when you die, there is a rising of life from a lower guna to a higher mixed guna percentage. That's slowly evolution. Of course, that is the pravritti marg. And this material world is full of dangers. Anytime you go back due to the sinful reactions, you can go back to a lower life also. So therefore Krishna says, Abrahma bonaloka punaravartana Arjuna. This cycle continues. But at least if one is dharmic, then it may not be a permanent asset to him. But a punya, when he accumulates punya and he becomes dharmic, at that time, by the arrangement of Krishna, something else is also going on in this material world. What is that? The pure devotees are preaching on behalf of Krishna. That activity is going on. So the Lord in the heart brings those who are surrendered to a pure devotee, or those brings to a devotee, pure devotee. That's why Krishna brings one to Guru, Guru takes one to Krishna back. The super soul brings one to Krishna, one brings one to Guru. And then Guru teaches how to worship the super soul, how to remember always that I am part and parcel of the super soul. I have no independent existence, independent of the super soul. None of our material journey is impossible. Our journey of material experience is impossible without Paramatma in the heart. So the spiritual master teaches us how to always be Krishna conscious, be conscious of the Lord in the heart, surrender to the Lord in the heart. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. Krishna himself says, surrender unto the Lord in the heart. So Krishna is in our heart. Krishna is Advaita Machyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam. He is in our heart. He is all pervading. He is Shirodaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Karnodaksha Vishnu, unlimited Vishnu, Advaita Machyutam Anadim Ananta Rupam. So what is appropriate is appropriate form of the Lord to reciprocate with the conditioned jivas. He is seated in our heart as Paramatma. And in our philosophy, Paramatma is like the Chaitya Guru. So we should develop a relationship with the Chaitya Guru. Internal Guru, external Guru. Our biggest problem is the attitude of existential independence. The attitude of pleasure independence. I'll independently earn my pleasure. No, I am designed, I am constitutionally meant to earn my pleasure in association with Krishna. You don't have to earn. You are given pleasure by Krishna. Then you give pleasure to Krishna. That is the original pleasure attitude. I am unto myself. No, you cannot be unto yourself, you are Krishna's. We have to talk to our super soul, I am yours. Finally I agree. I have been running around so many lives, forgetting you, I am on my own, I am my own. Now I realize I am not my own, I am yours. That changes the entire perspective of life. So all the sins are happening because of feeling that attitude of independence from God and independence from God's instruction. We are God's, we are belonging to the Lord in the heart, means we have to, if something, this is my property, I have to use this property, not somebody else cannot steal. Similarly, soul belongs to Krishna. I am Krishna's property. So therefore Krishna should use it the way he wants, not that I should use the way I want. So that is why Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityaja, surrender. Love of God begins with surrender. Surrender of the self. Surrender of the self is simple. I have no freedom over myself, I am yours. Can you accept that? So many conditions will come in the mind. You have to overcome all that. Continuously practice. Yes, question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Regarding the forces of anger and lust.
Forces of?
Anger and lust. So if it comes with a force. So now automatically reaction has to come. Reaction will be there. So you are saying that it can be a 2 minutes.
A 2-minute reaction.
2-minute reaction.
Within 2 minutes you should douse it. You got the weapon.
What is the weapon, Prabhu, here?
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Your 5 paisa intelligence will not work.
But already I am chanting Hare Krishna mantra, the force.
You should chant that time. When there is a gap, only Maya will come.
Okay, bro.
At that time you should chant, isn't it?
Yes, bro.
At that time you need pure chit. You need pure intelligence to counter it. Suppose there is fire here. You need water then. No, so much stock of water is there. Just 1 hour back I stocked so much water. Right there, immediately, chant Hare Krishna. Read Prabhupada's book. Neglect and divert. This is a secret of Bhakti Yogis. Jnanis, they want to take the bull by the horn. How? And then get knocked down. Daiviyesha gunamaya mama maya durutyaya. Don't take bull by the horn. Maya is not meant for fighting. Maya is meant for neglecting, as far as Vaishnavas are concerned. Because this Maya is coming from our past. We have decided, I don't want to be in Maya, I am going to Krishna. And still, these are all residual kamas, residual krodha, residual tendencies, conditioned tendencies that is coming. It is not my nature. I have changed my nature. I will not accumulate, build up more anger, etc. So you look into yourself very often, this kind of, if you maintain that beyond 2 minutes, then it will go back into the room, into the house. It will go back into your subconscious. Hare Krishna drives it out, you drive it back inside. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Regarding yesterday's class, Prabhu, you were saying that if we indulge more than necessary, if we need something and more than necessary, if we indulge in those things, we are going to occur sins for that.
Right.
So if we, in ashram, if we, for that matter, if we go for overeating or oversleeping, will that also occur?
What is it?
Overeating, oversleeping, or
Yes, all this comes under that. Over-defending, oversleeping, This is a case of over-defending, over-angry, over-defending, over-sleeping, overeating, over-sex. The same pleasure becomes poison. It is not about the nature of pleasure, the person, the subjective matter. Same pleasure, sex is allowed. Krishna says, I am sex. That means that is dharmic. You don't get a reaction. Even though there is pleasure in it, there is no reaction. When you do over-sanctioned, when you take over-sanctioned, over and above the sanctioned pleasure, even within the marriage, then it will create problems. It will disturb. And going beyond, for the same pleasure, going outside marriage, poison, all this becomes poison pleasures. Different degrees of poison. Illicit sex is very poisonous sex pleasure. Exceeding sex pleasure within the grahastha, beyond what is prescribed, little poison. Not so much poison. But prohibited, going beyond, going to others than outside marriage is big poison. So it's not that here I can classify some pleasures are poisonous, some pleasures are not poisonous. No, it's not like that. All pleasures are divine because it is sanctioned by the Lord. That pleasure is put in the material world, pleasure exists in the spiritual world. We are not Mayavadis, we are not impersonalists who say this is all Maya. We say that no, this is a reflection. It is not total Maya. It is a reflection of an absolute love, absolute pleasure, absolute everything in the spiritual world. We don't run away from pleasure, we don't run away from love, we don't run away from knowledge, we don't run away from power, we don't run away. These are all Shaktis of the Lord. The spiritual world, Krishna and his Shaktis, unlimited Shaktis are operating. Spiritual world is full of power, knowledge, pleasure, love, play, lila, play. These are all our tendency. That's why sports is there in this world. Everybody likes to play in it. Because everything in the spiritual world is a play. The word used for play is what? Leela. So, when you exceed what is permitted, it becomes poison pleasure. So, therefore, we should be able to intelligently see this the way from the eyes of the Shastras, that it is not pleasure that is bad, it is not love that is bad, it is not knowledge that is bad, it is not power that is bad. Handling these things against dharma is bad. Handling these things for greed, for oneself, is bad.
And Prabhu, what is greediness for a brahmachari, Prabhu?
What is?
Greed for a brahmachari.
Greed.
Yes.
Greed.
Yes, Prabhu.
What
Yes,
is
Prabhu.
greed?
Yes, Prabhu.
What is allowed greed for the brahmachari is to go on drinking Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just like when you are greedy, no? Utna chai. Drink. Or when you are thirsty, you drink. I remember once we were going to Mayapur, the early days, in the 80s. Hot train journey from Chennai to Calcutta. And so so hot it was. So in one station I got on gold spot. Chilled gold spot. And in 2 minutes I finished it. Like that. Because so thirsty. More, quickly you are thinking. Because it was cooling the throat. Correct? Next 3 months I had cold. So that is a result of material greed. But if you go on drinking in the same spirit, in the same attitude, you should drink the holy name. Bead after bead after bead after bead after bead. Drink, or drink. Drink the sound through the ears. Every day, 2 hours, be greedy. All your material greed will vanish. Or your material lust will vanish, means it will dissolve. Those forces are there. Those forces are dovetailed now. You are greedy for the holy name. Greedy for hearing the holy name. Dovetail your greed. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.